Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Dashaw Rose here. I'm back with another video for you guys. I'm gonna be talking. I have another news related video. This one, fans are probably going to die for this. No pun intended, but apparently McDonald's is bringing back the characters. They're going to be bringing back the characters from McDonald Land as a meal. Now, what makes this one special compared to the other ones is this one's actually going to be this one's actually gonna have even Ronald McDonald, it looks like, in it too. Now, if you guys don't know, Ronald McDonald was retired. He was he was forced into retirement because I guess a clown incident that happened in 2016 or something like that. I don't know. But yeah. But before I get any further in the video, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 1K subs. Make sure you guys are still subscribed because there's been some problems with YouTube and all that. Like, it's been glitching out and all that. Some people may be unsubscribing, just because, maybe they're not interested in my content. I've been kind of lacking at uploading videos lately because things have been crazy, but yeah, but make sure you guys are still subscribed because there has been reports of that, and sometimes my subscriber count will go off and on, so yeah. Also, you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. On Instagram, it looks like there's the Threads app too. I don't know if that's in order to do posts and all that. I don't know if you guys have Threads too. I don't know how that's working. The Threads is kind of weird though. Threads is kind of like, there's like a lot of political crap on Threads and all that, but I don't know, I've got to have like my content somewhere, and it seems like in today's world political stuff seems to be a big thing, so I don't know. As long as people can see my stuff, that's all that matters. But yeah, that is kind of weird to have a separate app for that. But I don't know if it's like Facebook or not. But Facebook does own, Instagram too, so it wouldn't surprise me at that point. But because Facebook, you have to have like the Messenger app, I think, just to see people's messengers. So yeah. But anywho, let's go ahead and talk about this. So, yeah, McDonald's apparently is bringing back the McDonald Land characters, which have been absent for quite a long time. Now we've had Birdie, the Hamburger, and Grimace, but the Mayor McCheese, Ronald, and all the other characters have been missing for a long time. Honestly, McDonald's is just not the same without them. Now, I know, like, not all the restaurants, focused on, that, but a lot of them, did, focus on the characters. And I've seen some people post online saying something about, like on Facebook and all that, like good, because this stuff's, encouraging kids to go eat unhealthy and all that. I'm just like, that's just bullshit. I'm sorry, that is just bullshit. Like, the point of these characters is, yeah, it was making kids have fun, but kids don't have to eat at McDonald's all the time. And it's not fair for us adults who, grew up with these characters and all that, to see them, get, wasted and all that because of freaking corporate stuff, it's just ridiculous. Now, of course, just like, the other stuff, this is a limited time. So, yeah, I'm just like, I'm just looking at this. I'm like, McDonald's just needs to stop doing this stuff. Like, I get they want to throw nostalgic stuff at that, which is, fine and all that, but like, they keep like doing this stuff. They've been doing this for the last few years and all that. They've been like throwing these like curveballs at us, like these tourist traps and all that. Or like, basically they'll send out these limited edition stuff to get customers in there, and then they don't really do anything with it afterwards. And I mean, I get they want to throw back nostalgic stuff, but I mean, like, these characters and all that, like, I would love to see these guys in these restaurants again. Like, let's face it, McDonald's is just, it's boring now. Like, it is boring in there. Like it is just boring. Like, there's, like, no themes and all that in there. Most of the McDonald's I've been into, not all of them, but most of them I've been into, there's, like, no theme. The walls are all just plain, and they look terrible. Now, McDonald's, hasn't really had a lot of these characters on their walls for a long time, or like, in a lot of places, but even then, they still had color and all, and they had different stuff. They had the roofs, the red roofs and all that, and now they just look simple. It looks like they got lazy with the designs and all that. They got very lazy with them. And from what I can hear, is a lot of these fast food places are doing this because it's easier for people to move in there, which basically is implying that they're being lazy. But also, it's a lot of people are not eating at fast food places anymore because of this. It's just, that's the thing. I got people that are people that are saying that the reason why these fast food places are failing is because they're too expensive. A good chunk of them are not that expensive. Subway and Dairy Queen, yeah, they've gotten expensive, but McDonald's and Burger King and all have not gotten that expensive. And Wendy's, I don't know about Wendy's, I know, because I haven't been to Wendy's a lot lately, but I've been in Hardee's. Hardee's is not that expensive either. The problem is with a lot of these fast food places anymore is that they feel very generic too, so it's just like people don't want to eat inside these places anymore because they're not as fun as they were. I mean, bringing back this stuff, it's nice and all that, but like I said, if you're just gonna bring it back temporarily, then people are gonna look at this and be like, well, it's cool and all, but like why do we want to go back in there, Especially after last year. Last year at the cups, for example, these cups they were selling, they had them for like a fucking week, and then they were gone. Like, they were not in there at all. Like, they were in there for like a week and all, and then they quit selling them. Now, to be fair, I was like hospitalized, for a few days, but, that time, like with the McDonald's and all that, but before that, like, I was trying to look for more of the cups, and then they got rid of them. What's really annoying too is they were making me buy a fucking meal to get the cups. And I'm like, what if I don't want fast food? What if I, just want to get the cup? It's just like, now that right there is kind of that right there is kind of forcing people and kids to eat fast food. Like that I can see people bitching about, but like trying to use them getting rid of this shit as an excuse to protect the kids and all that, like, it's just stupid, it's like, I mean, again, parents don't have to take their kids in there, but like, if they're gonna bring these toys out, like, I don't see why, like, especially this is supposed to be for adults who grew up with stuff, because I'm assuming this is probably gonna be an adult Happy Meal or something. Like, I'm assuming that, that this stuff is going to be, maybe an adult Happy Meal stuff or something, but the fact is, though, again, that people are trying to say that's just ridiculous. Now, there's not been as many people have been saying it, but, that's the kind of the case there. But the whole thing with the pricing, though, no, I think that's only a little bit of the problem. I think the biggest problem with fast food, though, is, again, people just don't like the way they look anymore. They look boring and stuff, They look very boring. And all that. And I've had people, even Phantom Strider, which, by the way, I told you guys I don't like him anymore, because of what he did on Blue Sky, with me, like, I told you guys I was trying to get out of like, when we're talking about politics, like I said, I don't really, I mean, I'll discuss them a little bit, like, I'll just point out, like, because, I mean, people are trying to say, hey, you shouldn't be friends with people and all that, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. Which he didn't say that kind of stuff on there, but I'm like, they're getting he's getting worked up over, something that doesn't even involve, him, and then he's like, I was just trying to say, that, like, I make a proving point and all that, like, this side and that's not good, and then he, like, blocked me and all that, and, well, I mean, he blocked me after I was trying well, I was actually talking to this other person, like, I actually wasn't replying to him that much, like, I wasn't really replying to him much, like, I was replying to this other person, and I guess he decided to block me, I don't know, but that's kind of why I'm not really friends with him. But that was like the last video he actually posted too. And apparently I guess he's posting another video about top 10 reasons why you don't want to have kids. It's kind of a weird thing to post, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't really watch his videos. I mean, if he apologizes, then maybe I'll give him another shot. But like, I don't really like that he did that. But that's kind of where I saw that video. I mean, he made a video about that. I think I quoted in that video. I mean, who knows, the comments might be gone, because freaking the comments keep disappearing on YouTube. They keep disappearing and all that. Like, shit's getting very bad on social media, but especially YouTube. And I'm just like again, I'm just trying to go on these things to have fun, but I don't know. But I was gonna say, though, that, yeah, I don't know, like, I mean, that's the thing, though. I mean, I know I make a lot of McDonald videos, I talk about this stuff, too, but it's true, though. I do feel like a lot of these places are failing, because of, the way they do it. And that whole clown thing that happened in 2016, yeah, I get, they don't probably want kids to be scarred, but it's just, like, the problem is, I'm like, what if somebody, like, dresses up as, I don't know, like they dress up as, like, I don't know, like, they could dress up as, like, the McDonald's restaurant or something, and, like, or, like, I don't actually think they have to dress up as a McDonald's restaurant. They could, like, do something to scare a kid or something, or try to, like, harass people, like, maybe make a fake building and all that, like, are they gonna retire in a restaurant, too, It's just, like, again, this whole thing, like, they've been doing, these places have been doing this forever. Even Domino's had the Noid, and they retired the Noid because of an incident that happened there, and again, it's tragic, but that kind of just ruins these characters and all. And again, like I said, they don't have to have somebody dress up. They could literally have, like, there's some sick people out there, and some of these people could do some of this stuff, like, they could disguise, like, they could literally, I mean, you can dress up as anything. I'm not kidding. You could dress up as a school bus or something, I'm like, you would believe how many costumes you can have, But I was gonna say, though, this thing's been going on forever, and, like, retiring the characters and all that because of this stuff, like, it just ruins the spirit for other people, and I get people do bad things, and you don't want kids to be traumatized, or people in general, but, like, it's gonna happen, and that's the problem with Ronald McDonald. They retired him because of an incident that happened, or I think they did, I don't know, because the last commercial they had of him, I think, was 2014, actually. That was, like, the last commercial they had, and I believe it was actually a commercial where he was bringing back color, which is very ironic because that's basically the opposite of, like, what McDonald's has done. McDonald's is, like, colorless now, and that whole commercial, that was him, Ronald turning the town colorful. I'm pretty sure that was the last commercial. It was either that, or it was him, like, making a sun in the sky and all that, but, I don't know. But it's pretty crazy and all that, but it's pretty crazy they did that, like I said, that was, like, the last commercial, and all, and coincidentally, they kind of went the opposite direction of that commercial, because again, it shows that, again, that's the thing, though, I actually want to make a video about this in the future, talking about colors, but It shows that colorfulness can make things happy. And these restaurants just don't make people happy to go into anymore because, it being gray and boring, And, it's like I said, and people are trying to say, too, like I said, I'll make a video about this later, but people are saying, like, this color is bad for you, this or that, and I'm just like, if it's bad for you, then why are people complaining about it? Or, like, why in cartoons do they use, like, gray as a sad color all the time, I just don't get it. But yeah. But this stuff's supposed to be happening on the 12th of, of this month as well, and there's supposed to be a shake, like, I think I talked about that, I don't know when the shake, like, what the shake is gonna be. This is Mr. McDonald's shake, I think is what it says. Is that an M or a T? Now, the image is a little bit blurry. This screenshot does not look the best. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to see what, again, what happens here, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, I think, if they're bringing this stuff back, it shows that they at least somewhat care, but if they keep doing this stuff, and, like, I feel like it's just gonna kind of take away stuff a little bit, like, it's just gonna take away people wanting to go buy the stuff, if people want to see this stuff in the restaurants again, I mean, they're kind of bringing back the characters like they brought back, Grimace and all that, in the commercials, but they're in there sometimes, but I feel like, bringing back, like, Ronald and the McDonald land, that'd be a very good thing for them. That'd be a smart idea, bringing back from McDonald land, That'd be a very smart idea. But I don't know if they'll do that anytime soon or not. But the fact they're bringing these toys back, that's a good sign. Maybe, but again, they've been doing this stuff for 3 years too. So I don't know. But I'm hoping that this is a sign, maybe, that they'll go out of this ugly, colorless stage and actually bring back, this stuff, from the dead and all that. Because, again, that would probably attract more customers, if they did that. Because that's what made McDonald's so popular. Other restaurants didn't really do a lot of this. I mean, Burger King had, like, their kids club and all that, but they really didn't do a lot, I don't think, with the kids club that I'm aware of. They had them, like, in commercials, but they really didn't do a lot with them. Or McDonald Land, they had all the characters and stuff, And actually, McDonald's even used to have, they had, like, this short series. It sadly didn't last very long, but it had, like, apparently there were VHS tapes, which you can find on YouTube, by the way, on McDonald's. You can find, there's, these tapes on YouTube, that they had, like, the McDonald's characters, and it was like a cartoon show. I think it was called the Adventures of Ron McDonald or something like that. It was like for a younger audience, but it was still kind of cool to have that. However, they did change some stuff a little bit. Like, I think the hamburger was not really a burger, like, which kind of felt kind of weird, but they did include, like, Birdie and all that in there too, and Grimace, which was nice. I actually heard, I think that was the last. I thought that was the last appearance of the voice actor, but I looked it up, and apparently the voice actor who voiced Birdie actually passed away in 2014. I think it might be the voice act. I mean, it might be the voice actor who voiced I don't know. Like, there was a character on Was it on The Simpsons? I don't know. I can't remember. I feel like I've seen like that voice actor before, but I don't know. But yeah, I don't know the story about that, but yeah, the fact that they did all that kind of stuff back in the day was really cool. And I said, now it's just kind of just whatever, like. But I mean, the fact that they're bringing the stuff back and all, it shows you they're at least kind of bringing it back. So it's like at least you can enjoy it, at times. But again, like it'd be nice to go inside these restaurants again and be able to enjoy this stuff, But I don't know. But I do have another news-related video, but I'll talk about it later. I'm actually got a very bad headache right now. I cannot figure out where my mom's medication's at for the headache. So, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I should probably go to bed, but, like, it hurts bad. Like, it hurts bad right now, like, really bad. I don't know how well I'll sleep with it, like. I got like my trazodone too, but I don't know if that'll help or not. But that might be why I'm sounding kind of off too, because like I said, I got a very bad headache. I cannot think very well right now. But yeah, I was making this video because not only I could talk about it, but that way you guys can see it too, Because I feel like people like last time did not get a chance to like get the cups because they already sold out. Which, I mean, probably the people, the workers probably went in and probably bought them all up or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's happening, I think, next week on the 12th. We'll see if that's true or not, but I've seen a lot of stuff on it. And apparently, I've talked to some McDonald's workers. Apparently, they don't really even know. They don't really know what's going on there either. But yeah, But I'm going to go ahead and let things go from here. I'll see you guys all later. Bye-bye.